Hello. Good to see you.
Alright there, Revenants, welcome back to Code Vein and the Road to 100, where today we are going to do part 1 of the boss analysis of the successor of the Ribcage. And I know that there's a lot of data out there that says she has no weaknesses. It's all 0 across the board and whatever. But in fact, she does have one weakness, and I will let you guess exactly where that weakness is on her, as it is a physical weakness, and it's not a elemental weakness. So very interesting. But if we go in here, we'll look at our numbers here first. 1478 and 1489 for the two numbers. So if we see anything different, we'll know we have a weakness to slash or pierce. So if we head on in here, and we go kind of to the side here a bit so we don't get hit and destroyed. So 1478, so no resistance to slash. And 1861, so you saw there, you saw there we got some extra damage on pierce, as it was 1498 or something, and we got up over 1800 on a single attack. And the Impulse Anchor has a 100% multiplier on its first attack on this attack here, and we were doing 1489 and we got 1861. So 1861 over 1489, it's a value of 25% increase in damage. So very interesting there. So and she has several different areas actually to hit her, and it depends. Oh, come on! And it depends which weapon you're going with and where you're hitting her. Oh, get me out of here! Okay, good. But on a regular attack here, if we can show that. Okay, we'll just get our face pushed in here. This is why attacking her is difficult. So 1861 there. We're dead. The stupid lightning ball kept us locked in place there. But showing her weaknesses and her resistances here is going to be painful and brutal. So I'll give you the elements up front, because the elements and the statuses are not of too much interest. It's really in the physical. Is where the interesting thing is. So she has no resistance to blood, ice, and fire in phase 1 here, and she has a 40% resistance to lightning. For the elements and for statuses, she's immune to stun and inhibit, and she's weak to slow and poison. I mean, she has those. They're of equal weakness, so it's completely irrelevant which one you go for. So these are the elements I've chosen here of lightning, blood, and fire, because that's what she hits me with the most. Yep, there's her fire. Okay, and more fire. And if we go around to the back here, you'll see we have 1700. But why is that? That weakness there in the back? Is it just because of the butt? No, it's actually because of the rib cage right there. So 1478, there's our standard value again. And if you hit her in the rib cage region, that is where her physical weakness lies. Which is kind of cool. Oh my goodness. Not this. Come on. Which is kind of neat that her name is actually her weakness. So kind of cool that the successor of the ribcage right here is where the weakness is. You need to chop right into the ribcage there. And for slash, you have a 15% 15% weakness, which is really nice. Whoops. Oh, good grief. She has a 15% weakness to slash in the midsection, and a 25% resistance weakness, I guess you could say, to crush, and a 15% a 15% reduction in pierce, or a weakness in pierce. So you definitely want to hit her with crush right in the rib cage, as that is where the majority of the as that is where the majority of her weakness lies, is crush damage right into the rib cage. And since she has no weakness to elements, and you can see here in the back, she's not weak to slash. She has a no weakness there to slash. But if we run back here with pierce, and and we hit her here, you can see that no weakness to pierce in the back either. And the ribcage section is fairly innocuous, as it's not really apparent here from the green and such on the side there. So you can kind of see where that green ribcage area zone is. Okay. Oh, and I couldn't dodge into the... You can dodge diagonally to that beam and miss it. I just didn't, because yeah, I didn't. But if you're going in for the attack onto the middle, onto the actual rib cage, you definitely want to bring crush damage. And if you can pair it up with blood, ice, and blood, ice, and fire, you can do even more damage, up to 60% more damage, which is very, very nice. If we were going to be checking our crush damage, I go for the Sharur, because again, it gets us right to that 80 pound mark right there, which is very nice. And this one has a 1278 damage value, but on the first attack, 1278 is going to be multiplied by 90%. So if we go in here, you'll see it's 1438, which is actually more than 1278. How you come to that is 1278 times 0.9 times 1.25. That gets you 1438, which is indeed the value that we saw up on the screen there. So you can see that she has a 25% damage weakness to crush. If you get up in here and you see there, we missed the rib cage. Okay, missed the rib cage. Right there is the rib cage. Okay, so it's a little bit further back than the chest area, and you kind of need to... Okay. Oh, good grief. And you kind of need to angle it like a broadside, rather than kind of angling towards the front or towards the back. And you want to hit her straight on the side, and that is where you will glean the most amount of damage. And some good strategies for going against her would be either extreme element resistances, kind of like what we have here on the Queen's Claw. This is just kind of a whatever setup, just to show the damages and everything that we can go for. So yeah, you want to... Let's see if we can go for her here. Now it's better if you don't lock onto her, because you can get right up in here to the ribcage area. Oh, yep, missed her twice there on the ribcage. So if we head down this way, and like I said, it's a very finicky kind of an area. Oh, there it is. Oh no, that wasn't it. Okay, and right up in here. There we go. And right... Oh no, you have to come at it kind of from this weird angle here. Nope. There it is. You have to be right up under her armpit, under the back armpit, and then smash her into that area. And you can see every time that a 1438 shows up, there it is, that it... whoops. Every time a 1438 shows up, that is where her weakness is. And like I said, it's a 25% crush, weakness, which is great, because if you use something like Merciless Reaper, it turns it into a 100% weakness, because of how Merciless Reaper acts. That if you have a negative if you have a negative resistance, then it makes it a 4 times damage multiplier. So if you go for something like Queenslayer, and you switch this up for, let's say, hammers, or even if you had a crush greatsword like this one, where you could go for some good crush damage here, or something like this guy. This one, the Blanche Greatsword, doesn't get used a whole lot, but this would be a good candidate for it here. Or the Argent Wolf brand, as this is slash and crush, but mainly you want to go for crush damage overall. So something like the Wrathful Balmung would be a good candidate as well, because this is crush damage. So 1540 would probably be more damage than the Queenslayer Greatsword. So probably go for something like that because of the fire damage. So if I would go for something like this, and great sword or two-handed sword, yeah, sure, and strength and dex here, actually probably dex and mind, yeah, 1902, that's looking good. And then here, yeah, we'll lose a little bit on mind, but that's okay. Probably a strength and dex would be the best, or I don't know, maybe dex and fortitude. It doesn't really matter. We just need another dex. But probably mind and willpower for, or probably strength and dex to go for the highest value there. We can, and if we would go for somebody like Jack, and we would get that 25% increase there, that would be incredible. Okay, and here, this, and here we'll go for something like this guy. And here I would go for this, and and then probably blood and ice, and blood, and this, and this, and this. Okay, and if we would go for Jack to try for that one shot indeed, let's see here if we can get it. And like I said, the problem is that you need to be right up under her armpit there, so you kind of need to get it very, very, very uniquely placed. So let's see here if we can get this going, as I've not done this before, just because, you know, you can't do a one shot here and then test it and then come back and show you guys again. Okay, so let's go for this. Good. Okay, and we'll heal, and then Jack. Alright, there we go. And blood, and this, and switch. And hopefully we can get it here, because that would be really, really excellent. Now you just kind of need to play it patient and get up under that armpit, and then put the damage out. And if she moves, it's really bad. So, okay, well, maybe we got it, maybe we didn't, I don't know, but that's too much damage for her right there, because all you need is 79,200 damage, and she goes down, because that's all that her health bar affords. So you see, it's really, really, really easy to damage cap on her, and especially if you get up under that armpit and you slaughter her with crush damage. That is the best place to go about it. And of course, the Queenslayer build is too much for her as well. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in phase 2 next, and we'll evaluate her again from a phase 2 perspective and see what changes, if any, there are in phase 2. So remember, get up under the armpit, do crush damage as much as you can, and make sure you hit that sweet spot there, because otherwise everything on her has a 0% resistance, so it's basically just flat damage, no weakness or resistance either way. But you definitely want to go for Crush, because Slash and Pierce both have a 15% increase to damage. But Crush is the way to go. So anyways, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in part 2 next.